Hi, fourth graders, and welcome to your writing lesson for today. So today we're going to talk more about the setting of our stories, and we're going to talk about how we can add the setting of our stories in so that our readers don't feel left in the dark. And by the end of today's lesson, you'll know what that means and how you can do that in your own writing. So sometimes when people read your stories, when readers are reading your writing, they might feel disoriented if your draft doesn't include enough setting. So what does that word disoriented mean? It means kind of confused. And an example I can think about is sometimes my little kids come into my room in the middle of the night when they wake up in the middle of the night, and when they wake me up, I feel a little disoriented. I'm like, what's happening? Where am I? Why are you waking me up in the middle of the night? So that's kind of that disoriented feeling when you're just kind of like, wait a second, what's going on? What's happening? And that happens in our writing if we don't add enough setting into our story. So today I want to teach you that you need to make sure that you turn the lights on in your stories to help show the place and the time. You don't want people to feel like in the dark, like they're lost, like they don't know what is going on in your story. You need to turn the lights on so that people know exactly what is happening. You don't want them to have that disoriented feeling of, wait, where is this? What's happening? What's going on? So you need to, that's where we say we want to turn the lights on. We don't want them to feel in the dark. We don't want them to feel lost. We don't want them to feel disoriented. So we're going to take a minute and we're going to look at some examples of this. So let's take a look at this little section of writing. It says, I didn't know what to do. I looked at her. Hey, are you mad at me? I asked. No. Are you mad at me? She asked. I took a deep breath. No, I don't think so, I said. Great. Then let's race, she said. Now, I know that this is just one part of the writing, but even just listening to this one part of the writing, do you know where the characters are? I certainly don't know where they are. I have absolutely no idea if they're racing up and down their driveway, if they're at school. I can't tell if it's raining outside, if it's a bright sunny day, if they are on vacation. I have absolutely no idea. I really don't even know what's going on. I know that there's a race, but then they're talking about being mad at each other. So I'm confused. I don't feel like the lights are on. I feel like I'm in the dark a little bit, and I need this writer to turn on the lights a little bit more. It's easy for us to use dialogue to help with the flow of what's going on and how the characters are feeling. But the one problem when you're just using dialogue only, it's hard for the reader to understand the setting and to understand what's going on. So let's take a look at this second example. Okay, so now it says, are you mad at me? I asked as we walked down the sidewalk together. Right there already, just by adding in this little bit as we walk down the sidewalk together, I know more about what's going on. So they're not racing yet. They're walking down the sidewalk together. No, are you mad at me? Zoe responded. I know a little bit more about what's going on here. A car whizzed past us, kicking up water from the rain-filled gutters as it went. I thought about what Zoe was asking and shifted the umbrella so that it protected her as well as me. With my other hand, I tugged on my backpack straps. My bag was heavy from all the homework our teacher had given us. Right there, from that little paragraph, I already know, okay, so they're walking back from school. It's obviously raining. They have an umbrella. My lights are turned on so much more just reading this little bit. And I can see so much more of what's going on in this writing. No, I'm not mad, I said. She smiled at me from beneath her yellow rain hood. Good, then let's race. She took off ahead of me, splashing through every puzzle on the sidewalk. The rain streamed down on her. I pulled in my umbrella and took off after her. Okay, so you see all of this detail right here helps me better understand the scene, helps me better understand what's going on. Even adding into the dialogue, if you're set on you can't take out any dialogue, you want this dialogue, that's fine, but then add some more information within that dialogue as well. We need to see what is going on. I want to point out that longer isn't always better. It's not that I want for you to write more in terms of making sure that you are just writing. Longer isn't always better, but quality is better. You want to have a better quality. So even though this first one that I showed you was short and this one is clearly longer, I'm not asking you to go back and just make your paper longer. What I'm asking you to do is to go back to parts where it could be confusing for the reader, and I'm asking you to go in and turn on the lights for your reader so that they don't feel confused. It's not a matter of making it longer, it's a matter of making it better, okay? So that's what your task is for today. You're going to go and you're going to read back what you've written in your draft so far, and you're going to turn on the lights for your reader. I want for you to kind of read it scene by scene, and as you're reading it, ask yourself, will my reader know where they are? Will my reader know what's going on? You want to make sure they're not confused. And then if you find a spot where you're like, ew, that might not be clear, add some more dialogue, setting, feelings to help your reader. You may find that sometimes because this is your story and you know it so well in your mind, it's hard for you to see where the lights aren't turned on. So I suggest asking someone to read your paper. Ask someone to read your paper in your house, or send a copy of it to your teacher, but have someone else read it and sometimes they're able to tell you, wait, I'm confused here, and you maybe don't see it as well. Then you can go back and add in to those parts the settings so that your reader's not left in the dark anymore. So I strongly suggest that you go through and you do that to your paper. And so you're ready to help your reader. When you feel like you have added to your setting so that your reader is no longer left in the dark, then just continue working on your draft. This is a work in progress. We'll keep going back to it and we'll keep adding to it to make it the best writing piece that we can make it. One little helpful hint. Another way that you can go back and you can make sure that it's the best that it can be when you are working on the dialogue, you may want to try acting out the scenes. If you've got that acting bug in you, you might want to try acting out the scenes. And if you can act out the scenes, then write down what you're doing and how you're doing it. That might help the reader as well. Good luck with your writing today. Reach out to your teacher if you need any help. Can't wait for you guys to turn on the lights for everyone who is reading your paper. Go ahead and get busy writing.